Now from Atlanta News First Plus, this is Sports Tonight.
Welcome into Sports Tonight. Bailey Burmaster alongside our Ellie Parker. We have a good little show here for you. We're going to talk about Kirby Smart. Seems like he's going to be sticking around in Athens just a little bit longer.
Just a little bit.
Not too much longer, but, just something a little bit that fans might be intrigued by. That salary also going up, interestingly enough. So we will keep you updated on all of that. Before we get into that, we're also going to talk about, after we get into that, we're going to talk about what's going on around the NFL. There were actually some reports that came out about other GMs within the NFL talking about the Penix pick. So we're going to talk about it a little more because people can't get enough. Obviously, Atlanta Dream tickets, their preseason allotment for the season tickets have sold out. So we're going to dabble into the Dream and what's going on with them. Then we had a GSU Panther drafted, and we'll get to hear from him before he heads up to the north in some frigid weather. And then we wrap up how we always do of what is on your mind. But let's start with Kirby Smart. Ellie, he is now the highest paid coach in college football. He signed an even longer extension. He's going to be there until 2033 now. He is set to make, I believe it's $13.5 million.
What I wouldn't
in
give
2024
for that kind of money.
I think all of us feel that. He will make an additional $1.75 million, but he also can make up to $1.5 million in bonuses. So he's going to stick around. Not only with that, though, the athletic director, Josh Brooks, is also getting an extension. It's pretty deserved, Ellie.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, since he got there in 2016, totally turned things around. 94-16 overall record for Kirby Smart.
Turns out 2 national championships and a 29-game winning streak are worth money.
Yeah.
Who knew?
2022 Natty, the 2021 Natty, a couple of SEC titles. They only had one loss last year, but they did fall short of their dreams of that playoff after losing in the SEC title game to Alabama. Great game, but ultimately just did not fall Georgia's way. All of this leads me to say is, what is your expectation for Georgia? I know you're a Mizzou fan, but put the Mizzou hat away. I want to know, what is your realistic expectation for Georgia this upcoming season?
Realistic, it's Natty or bust. Again. That's the standard this program has set now.
That's why Carson Beck came back, right?
Yeah.
Let's be.
He wants a championship. He wants a championship with him at the helm. Obviously, he won as the backup quarterback in 2022 behind Stetson Bennett. But, any quarterback wants to be the guy on a championship-winning team.
I mean, you are the guy when you're driving a Lambo truck around Athens. Hard not to be the guy when you got a Lambo truck, right? No, but I agree. I think it's the total reason that he ended up coming back. He wanted to come back and win an Natty. I think he was a little PO'd, for lack of a better word, after that SEC title game.
Yeah, I would be too.
And I was really impressed. Everyone was on this Carson Beck train before the season even began. And it probably took 5 or 6 games for me to warm up to him. I thought he really progressed really well and was very calm under center. And then that Auburn game, after that, kind of solidified he was able to come in and win games for Georgia. So I'm actually really excited to watch him in year 2 here leading the way to see if he can progress even more.
Absolutely.
Do you think he's a top draft pick? Because there were talks that he might go to the draft this year, but he didn't.
I mean, we'll see.
Okay.
But I think he'll get drafted much higher than Stetson Bennett did. I think he could be very well a first-round pick, depending on how Georgia does it next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because as I've talked about before, day 2 quarterback's pretty much dead. You're either in the first round or the back half of the draft. And I think the Carson Beck is good enough to be one of the 4, 5, 6 quarterbacks drafted in the first round.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Definitely has the makings to be a pro-style quarterback, too. So we'll see what ends up happening. Let's move to a little around the NFL talk. There's always a little chatter going around after the draft. I want to start with Penix talk. Obviously, it's relevant. We're not done talking about it yet.
We never will.
But there were some blurbs that came out about GMs giving their opinions on the Penix pick, and they were bashing the Falcons, like saying
Who hasn't is the better question. Like
that is that you know what that is the better question. Have you seen anyone
actually claim this is a good pick? No, I don't think so.
Dukes and Bell? I know Dukes wasn't hating on it. That's the only person I think I've heard.
I think I've seen maybe one or two people not hate on the pick. I don't think I've ever seen someone like this pick.
Yeah.
Not hating something is very different from liking it.
And I think I told you what I was reasonable with the pick. Like, I'm willing to see what happens. I'm not going to sound the alarm, but I'm not going to like sit here and parade that this was the greatest pick ever. So we'll see. I thought it was very interesting. I do want to talk about this because this concerns your boy, Justin Fields.
Oh my God.
Do you know where I'm going with this?
Yes,
okay,
I
beautiful.
do.
So for those who don't know where I'm about to take this, Cam Hayward has a Not Just Football podcast, part of the Steelers. Anyone who doesn't know, Russell Wilson is going to be leading the way, but they also grabbed Justin Fields. It's really ironic. Arthur Smith will also be the OC there. Mm-hmm. But running back Jaylen Warren, go Pokes, said that Smith suggested, which he's talking about Danny Smith, the special teams coordinator for the Steelers, that Justin Fields, whom the Steelers acquired in March to trade with the Bears, could return kickoffs with the rule change preventing players from moving until the returner touches the ball.
Oh, is this going to be this quarterback should be a wide receiver, actually?
I kind of love it. I love it.
He has the wheels to do it. He has the wheels. He has the speed.
But also, what if something happens and then you lose your backup?
Yes,
that's
the
is like
concern.
not worth the risk. I think that's where the issue comes. I also, if you remember, Arthur Smith, big Cordero Patterson guy, big CP guy. Steelers signed CP. They're probably going to throw CP back there.
Yeah.
I mean, makes the most sense. Yeah. Makes the most sense. Ellie, give me an update on the Bears chatter after the draft, and what is everyone talking about here?
I've seen that DJ Moore has been working out with Caleb Williams at USC. I believe Roma Dunze has also been out there.
Okay.
And DJ Moore has just been singing Caleb's praises all the time. I think that if this isn't just, DJ blowing smoke up everyone, that this could be a really good and cohesive unit come week one, because you've already got your top wide receiver and your number one pick already working out.
What is the date? May 2nd? Ellie is hopeful as of May 2nd.
As of May 2nd. May 2nd, 2024.
Will that change?
I am hopeful for the Chicago Bears, which is not something I felt since a certain kickoff in a certain Super Bowl. So, this is big.
So, we're positive patties.
For
it's
once.
Not changing for once.
If you know me, this is a big deal.
We will see how it goes. Something else that kind of shaked up a little bit was the fact that Zeke is re-signing with the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. Do you feel any particular way about this? He said there was unfinished business. Do we feel like there's unfinished business? I just feel like his time came to an end. Like, Zeke was Zeke until he wasn't Zeke. Does that make sense?
I think he is not going to be the running back he was, even towards the end of his first contract with the Cowboys. I think he's only going to decline from here. You can put my word on that. I don't think.
No, I think that's.
Don't think there's too much tread on those tires left.
I like that he's reunited with Dak.
Yes.
I don't know how much more of a leash Dak is going to get. I feel I like Dak.
Every year we hear from Cowboys fans, "Oh my God, this is the year, this is the team," and it never is. And I don't think that Dak and Zeke are gonna be the guys to lead the Cowboys to the mountaintop.
Well, no.
Do I know who it will be? No.
Will they make
but
the
it's
playoffs?
Not going to be Dak and Zeke.
Yes. Will they lose in the first round of the playoffs?
Yes.
Probably. That's kind of how the Cowboys way goes. My parents would hate me for that, but that is the truth. I do want to talk about Travis Kelce, his deal. Grateful to be done with Kansas City. He was never going to hold out or anything. How many more years, realistically, Ellie, do you think Travis Kelce has left?
He's going to go for as long as he wants. Like, I could see the man going for like 3, 5 more years.
Yeah, 5 is...
If he wanted. And obviously, like, who is going to turn down the opportunity to catch passes from Patrick Mahomes?
That's what I was going to say. I think it's less about how long Travis wants and how long Patrick Mahomes can keep him in the game.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is that franchise at this point.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if Patrick Mahomes wanted a Whataburger on center field, give it to him. Give it to him. Whatever he wants.
Turn center field at Kauffman Stadium into a working Whataburger. We have seen weirder at baseball stadiums.
Yes, we have. I do want to talk about this, and then we'll move on to talking about some of the WNBA noise that's going on. Jacoby Brissett eager to battle Drake May for the Pats QB1 job. Okay. I don't know.
Okay, Jacoby, sure. I'm going to be that girl to go, okay.
Do you think it's Drake May's job immediately?
Yes!
You do?
Why would they have drafted him at number 3?
I don't know. I have a hot take. I think Jacoby Brissett will play at some point this season.
Yes, I think he'll play at some point.
That is what I will say.
I think he's the backup. I think that Jared Mayo is going to hand Drake the football and say, it's yours.
Sling it.
Until you prove otherwise. Will he prove otherwise at some point? Maybe. Will he get injured? Maybe. But you don't draft a backup at 3.
No, you don't. But we'll see. They brought in Jacoby for a reason. He's a good bridge quarterback if needed. All right, let's talk about the WNBA because we got a lot to talk about here. So first off, the Atlanta Dreams training camp tipped off on Sunday. Had their first open practice. The full practice was open on Tuesday. I had the chance to be out there with Coach T and see the girls in action. Definitely working on a lot of defensive presence, pressure, and being sound defensively. Kind of back to the basics is what they started at. There's a lot to like about this young, talented Dream team. I know you're a big WNBA fan. I will tell you a few of the things I'm really excited about, like 3 for the Dream, and then you can get into it. For me, I love the star that Ryan Howard is.
Yes,
I think
that is my number 1. Year 3 of Ryan Howard.
Can she
love
pop
it.
off even more? But not only that, she's so talented and dope as a basketball player, but she's also quiet, more reserved. But, like, her play is loud. And she will tell you, like, oh, yeah, I felt slighted, so I popped off.
Yeah.
But she's still very humble, and I love that about her. She's just, like, very cool. Like, I know that sounds so simple, but she really is. One story I am obsessed with is Tina Charles. Are you yes, no? Okay,
yes.
So for people who don't know, she played for, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ellie, but the Mercury in 2022.
I believe it was the Mercury.
Things went south. She stopped showing up for games. Eventually, she was shipped off to Seattle, finished with Seattle, and then did not play last season. I'm pretty sure, and I'm hoping to get answers on this on Monday when we have this Content Partner Day. Hold on, stay put while I do a plug. Content Partner Day on Monday. We will have a live stream from the Dream, talking everything about the team. We'll be joined by Angel Gray, who will help me host it. We'll get a player. You won't want to miss it. We'll make sure to post it a few times on Sports Tonight.
I'm so sorry, Liam.
Yes, right? Okay, so Tina Charles is a vet. She is a top 5 all-time scorer in the WNBA. And apparently she still has some left in the tank. The other part I love that people may not know is she played at UConn with Maya Moore. Maya Moore went to Collins Hill here.
Yeah.
She ultimately retired to fight justice
She
system.
did not retire. She took a year off and then came back.
Yes.
And then retired, and now she has had her number retired by the Minnesota Lynx. Deservedly. She is at least one of my favorite WNBA players of all
Yes.
time. Certainly one of the best.
Yes, correct. So I'm eager to talk to Tina about Maya a little bit because they have a really close relationship. Third aspect I will talk about and leave it open for you to discuss. And I actually don't know how much you know about Cheryl Swoops, Ellie.
I've been a WNBA fan for 20
I know you have,
years.
but
Of course, I know a little bit about Cheryl Swoops,
I have a
like the
hot
OG
take.
great.
I have a hot take. When people talk about the greatest of all times, a lot of the time we leave out women.
Yes.
People don't bring up Serena. People don't bring up Mia Hamm.
Serena is the greatest tennis player of all time. I'm
Correct.
going
And they
to-
sure as heck do not bring up Cheryl Swoops. For those who
Oh,
don't know,
where are you going with this?
No, I'm riding the Cheryl. We are chewing the Cheryl Swoops bandwagon, and I'm gonna make a pitch for it. I think she doesn't get the flowers she deserves. Now, there's been some controversy with her off the
Yes.
court for a couple years for different reasons. So let's just put that aside and talk about strictly basketball. She was called the female version of Michael Jordan.
Yep.
She popped off, also had a child, and came back and won MVP.
From a basketball perspective, in my opinion, any top 10 without Cheryl Swoops or Sue Bird on it is wrong. You need to put them in the top 10. I don't care. They are... Obviously, Cheryl Swoops was the OG WNBA star. She drove those Houston Comets to those first two titles.
Yep.
She is the first icon of the WNBA. And then Sue Bird is Sue Bird.
Yeah, we don't even
shouldn't-
need to-
I shouldn't have to introduce her or talk about her. To me, she's still the GOAT of the WNBA. But yeah, like you said, nobody talks about women in the
No.
the greatest of all time
No.
conversations, even though a lot of women deserve to be on that list.
Correct. So I'm excited to get more in tune with this team. Obviously, our station is partnered with them, so you can catch 29 of their games, not only on Peachtree TV, but Peachtree Sports Network. There are 3 games that are only on Peachtree Sports Network. But the hype of the WNBA is definitely picking up with the starlets that are Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. I mean, ESPN was covering Indiana Fever's Media Day. I
They're
thought
going
that
to
was
have like
awesome.
35 games on national television. It's insane.
It's wild. Absolutely wild. So we'll keep in tuned. Obviously, turn in Monday for that dream stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. But as we get to the end of Sports Tonight here, we also want to talk about a Georgia State Panther who has been with the Panthers since 2016. Travis Glover has been a long time Panther, and now he is headed up north to be with the Green Bay Packers. And he is just, you'll see from this interview we're about to play, he is a guy that just you want to cheer for. You want to see him succeed. So let's tune in to our sit down that we were able to have with him earlier this week.
Actually, I'm
What are you getting of him? You're not actually. I just want to make sure, like, if you're good.
make sure my knees not ashy. No, it's fine.
No.
Is it okay if I get the shoes?
Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
We
Oh.
got one time somebody told us, like, hey man, because they were like in slides
Slide.
too. And they're like, we didn't want you to show that. I'm like, well, you should have said that ahead of time.
Yeah, I'm comfortable.
So that's why I was like, let's be clear, Travis. What do you want?
Oh.
But you're not ashy.
Just make sure.
You good? Yeah. Okay. All right, Travis. Take me back to like a week ago when you got that phone call. I've been in a room before where I've heard like, you know, the GM, the head coach speak to a player and all that stuff. But what was that like for you?
I don't know. It was kind of like not even a real moment. Like I remember the phone call. I remember talking to the GM, then the head coach, and then the assistant O-line coach that I talked to on my visit. But I don't remember nothing they said. Like once they started talking, I didn't believe it, and they told me they were gonna take me. And once I seen it come up on the TV, I don't know. I kind of just broke down. Like I don't know. Like I reflected on everything that happened over my career, and just a crazy, unreal moment. Like just to know that they wanted me to be a part of that organization, just surreal moment to me.
Did you cry? Did mom cry? Did dad cry? What was
Yeah,
it like?
I cried a little bit, especially once I seen my name pop up on the TV. It just, I don't know, cause once we got so later in the draft, I was like, maybe I won't get drafted. But I was fine with it. I wasn't really stressing. But once I got that call, I seen my name pop up, and I realized that not I made it or anything, cause still a lot more work to do, but just, I don't know, just knowing that I accomplished something, you know. And it just felt so good I couldn't control my emotions.
Is this something you've dreamt of? I don't want to say your whole life, or did you always had confidence this was going to happen? Like, what was the NFL to you growing up?
Yeah, so especially once I started playing football later in high school and getting to college, I really was just focused on what was in front of me. I never tried to focus on NFL. I knew it was always there. I knew I had the size, but kind of like took it one day at a time. And then over the past couple years, I kind of knew that it was realistic for me. So just really, I don't know. It's always been a goal in my mind, but just to see it all come like in front of me, going on these visits, talking to these teams, playing in the Hula Bowl, and going down to the Reese's Senior Bowl, it all just kind of felt like, am I living a dream? Like, is this really my life? Especially coming from a small town, especially me, like, especially when I started playing, I never thought I'd make it this far. And just to know I got an opportunity to keep going farther, is just really a blessing.
So tell me again where you're from, just so that way when I'm doing like writing and stuff, I can remember. But your high school and where you're from.
Yep, so I'm from Vienna, Georgia. I went to Dooley County High School, and yeah.
When did you start playing?
So I played my very first year of football was 9 to 10 rec football, and then I didn't play again till 11 and 12th grade in high school.
Okay, so it didn't scare you.
No, I'm scared.
I like to ask athletes a lot who are going through this process up until they get drafted, a surreal moment they had, maybe meeting a coach, meeting like an NFL player. Did you have a moment where maybe you were on a visit or at any point that you were talking to a coach and you're like, wow, I'm sitting across from this person? Did that happen for you?
Yeah, once I started going on the visit, seeing like the players, went to the Raiders, seen Max Crosby, went to the Steelers, talked to, seen Coach Mike. All that was crazy, but the real moment for me was once I got invited to the Hula Bowl and I seen all the scouts run around, all the different team logos, the NFL shield. That would kind of took me over the edge. That was kind of like, okay, this is like serious, like it's happening. So that was like that one moment. Then once you see the guys, the players, the coaches, you're like, okay, now I see what it's like. But just seeing them scouts, these people that I don't even know their name, that was kind of like the moment for me. Before that, I never really heard from them. I knew I talked to like one of their scouts a couple times, especially going out to the Senior Bowl. He kind of said he pushed for me to be there, so I knew he kind of liked me, but I had no idea that they would take me.
You wouldn't have cared though.
Nah.
Whoever called, like that
Yeah,
would have been it.
yeah. Whoever called, I was ready to go, and they was gonna get all I got.
So tell me, what is Green Bay getting from you? You said they're getting all you got. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot. I mean, I really just want to get in the building, learn from the vets, and work every day to really try to push them, and we push each other. I mean, they already cemented in the lead. I want to try to get in there and establish myself as a player and play as long as I can and try to work my way to the Hall of Fame if I can. I mean, I just aim for the sky, and wherever I land, I land.
Tell me what makes you so special at your position. Is there something that you do well where like scouts, coaches have told you like, man, this is like where you're going to make your money?
Yeah, especially like a lot of them. Like I'm always hard on myself, so I always like I room for improvement with everything, especially like my feet, the way I move and stuff. Obviously, I always can get better than that, but a lot of them like the way I strike people, like my hand speed, like how heavy my hands are, and the way I can move on the field and stuff. And me, of course, man, still trying to improve on that. But I think one thing about me, I think I'm just a true offensive lineman. Like just at heart, the way I carry myself, the way I play the game, I love it. So I mean, that love and that drive for the game is really what I think set me over the edge. Is who I am and what I will become playing.
So we talked about how cold, like it's going to be come a few months from now in Green Bay. A Georgia boy in the snow. What do you think that's going to be like?
Oh no, I think it'd be kind of exciting. I only seen snow one time in my life, and it was kind of beautiful. So hopefully the scenery can take away from how freezing cold I would be, and I'll probably get a couple extra heaters around me, maybe a heated jacket or something, so I can try to phase it out. But I think I'll be able to handle it pretty well.
What do you know about the Packers? Have you watched them before?
Yeah, I have watched them a lot. They're actually my little brother's favorite team. So recently I've been trying to like kind of learn the history, watching like Ray Nipsky, and just learn about the deep history of Green Bay and all the different things that come with it.
And Jordan Love is the quarterback
Yes,
there.
yeah,
What do
man.
you know about him?
Jordan Love, not much. I mean, he texted me after I got drafted. That was kind of crazy. I was like, did Jordan Love just text me? But I've really been trying to learn more about the offensive line and working my way to the receivers, the quarterback, the running back. I know they picked up Josh Jacobs and people like that and start looking at the defense too.
Your game.
Yeah, my goal is just go out there, be myself, play my game, be who I am, learn as much as I can, just go hard, show them I'm gonna work hard. I mean, any question that they have, try to answer them. And whether there's a work ethic or technique, just go and just let it loose. Try not to focus on anything. I mean, I'm a rookie. I never did it before, so I'm bound to mess something up. I mean, but just mess up full speed and just go have fun, really. I love it, so I'm going to try to have as much fun as I can.
And you said you signed with GSU, you had 2 offers, and you went with Georgia State. Do you feel like GSU has helped you through this process? Do you feel like, I know it's not, a Georgia or whatever, but who cares, right? You still made it. You're in the NFL. It doesn't matter where you're at now. It matters where you're going, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're like, thank you, GSU. Thank you for helping with this, this, and this? Like, do you have any emotions like that?
Oh, yes. I love Georgia State. They kind of helped me become who I am. I mean, they kind of embody who I am as a player, as a university. I mean, small, come out of nowhere, and I feel like it's a lot that will come to GSU in the future. Especially my old head coach, Sean Elliott, he really helped me a lot as a player, just developing, being a hard coach on me, and just really pushing me. I think that really helped me a lot, believing in me. I don't know, it kind of set me over the edge, especially once I first came to college. I mean, I told you coming out of high school, I really didn't have no expectations. I was just taking it a day at a time and really never knew if I would start, especially starting 5 years. Like I would have never imagined that. So it was just really a blessing to have this school around and to do some of the first in program histories and have a good support system from the university around was a blessing.
What did you have to go through?
So like I was just telling you about Coach Elliott, he always pushed us to be able to face adversity, and I think that was one big thing in my life, that you're gonna face a lot of adversity, a lot of things you're not gonna know what's gonna happen next or how to keep going, but just being able to look adversity in the face and just telling it that you're gonna keep going no matter what. I mean, stuff happens, it get hard sometimes, and you have so many questions of like, what's next, how do I do this, but just keep going and keep maintaining and keep pushing yourself. Never get too down, never get too high, and just keep moving forward. I think that would help me the most, especially because I've been through a lot. I mean, just especially coming from Dooley County, a very small town. People, I mean, you get overlooked. Just everything that you could imagine that just pile up into one. Just being able to handle that, especially telling my younger self, just, I don't know, just be me. I mean, I kind of like never get too low, never get too high, like I said, and that was a big help. Just keep moving forward.
Green Bay Packer fans, so just so you know, we've got a station in Green Bay, so they're more than likely going to get this interview and it's going to air in Green Bay. I'm not lying to you, okay?
Okay.
So what do you want fans who don't know you yet to know about you?
I have been saying "Go Pack Go" as many times as I can a day. Like that's been my little slogan lately. Ever since I seen it, I mean, I want them to know that I'm here to learn the history of Green Bay and what a Packer really is. I mean, I kind of love it. I mean, I've been seeing they say it's like a college town for the NFL, and like they really love the team up there, and that's something that, coming from Georgia State, kind of small, not big as a fan base, that I can't wait to have and be around now. Just to feel that love from the fans and that extra support, to be able to go a little bit harder, because you know that you got hundreds of thousands of people yelling and screaming and pushing for you.
Awesome. Anything you want to add I did not ask? And you could say no, but I always like to ask that.
I don't believe so.
Cool. We're good. Good.
What's been your favorite football memory?
My favorite football memory?
Yeah.
My first ever game starting was in 2019. I was at right tackle after being the backup left guard the year before. My first game was in Tennessee. We played in Knoxville and we beat them. And that was my favorite moment. That was the upset, my first start against the SEC school. It was an amazing moment. Great time, yeah.
I feel like so many players, that's what it is. Like,
Yeah.
who beat Tennessee, that's like the thing. And you were at GSU just to see. Like,
Well, I mean, when I was at GSU, I mostly did like left tackle. Whenever we did like live reps, but like just practice reps and stuff, I worked both sides.
Yeah, okay. So they let you take reps at right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Not really sure what I'm expecting. The only thing I know that they said is they got a crazy fan base, like a extremely passionate fan base. So I'm really ready to see what that's like. I told you, coming from Georgia State, I mean, you guys know we don't have too big of a fan base, you know. So just to be around there, I don't know. It might just light a fire. I don't know. I just don't go.